The galaxy had been quiet for a long time. Trade routes were stable, star systems lived under uneasy peace, and every species believed they understood their enemies. But everything changed the day a strange signal echoed through the void, a distress call so old, so powerful, it shook the foundations of every empire. It wasn't a normal call for help. It felt ancient, heavy, and unlike anything recorded in the last 1,000 years. Command stations across alien space intercepted it at the same time. Screens flickered, alarms screamed, and analysts stared in confusion. The signal carried no language, no code, just a pulse, steady, cold, and impossible to ignore. It was a voice from something forgotten. The alien council met within hours. Leaders with trembling hands spoke of only one possibility. Someone, or something, is returning. Fleets were mobilized, scouts were sent, and fear spread like infection across star maps. No one knew who sent it or why. They only knew one thing. Reinforcements had been requested. Backup was being called. Somewhere, someone needed help. Days later, hyperspace tore open like a wound across the stars. First one ship emerged. Then 5. Then hundreds. Massive triangular warships, engines burning like blue suns, moved with perfect formation, silent, unstoppable, alive. Their hulls carried no alien markings, no empire symbols, only one ancient emblem, forgotten by most, but feared by the oldest species. Humanity. The aliens whispered in disbelief. Humans were extinct, weren't they? If they survived, how powerful are they now? The signal had not called allies. It had summoned war. The fleet drifted forward, shields humming, weapons armed, not to answer a request for peace, but to finish what history never recorded. The alien council watched the human fleet move like a shadow across the stars. Silence filled the war room. No one spoke. No one even breathed. The return of humanity was not written in any history book. No species alive had ever seen a human with their own eyes. They only knew stories, old legends, nightmares told to children. Humans do not fight for victory. They fight for total ending. The council sent a message to the fleet, voice shaking. Identify yourselves. State your purpose. No answer. Another message followed, louder, desperate. Do you come as allies or as enemies? Again, nothing. Only the hum of human engines like distant thunder. In panic, the alien commander ordered reinforcements from nearby sectors. Dozens of cruisers formed around the mothership, hoping numbers would force negotiation. But as they approached, something strange happened. The human ships did not retreat. They opened their formation wider, almost welcoming the approach. Like hunters inviting prey, scouts scanned the fleet and reported something terrifying. These ships were not simple war vessels. They were planet killers, built with unknown energy cores, weapons capable of splitting moons. The council understood too late. Their call for backup was a trap, not set by enemies, but by fate itself. The distress signal wasn't begging for help. It was a warning to stay away. A warning they ignored. Inside the flagship, behind cold steel walls, unseen human commanders watched alien movements with calm, perfect discipline. No emotion, no mercy. Their silence was louder than any threat. The alien fleet prepared shields, thinking a battle could be won. But deep inside, every captain felt the same fear. Backup had been summoned, but it was humanity that answered. And humanity did not come to save. They came to conquer. The standoff did not last long. In the cold dark of space, the alien fleet waited. Engines ready, weapons charged, every ship trembling between courage and fear. No one wanted to fire first. No one wanted to anger the ancient ghosts in metal. But the humans did not wait. Without warning, the lead human warship ignited its main cannon. A beam of white-blue energy shot across the void like lightning from a god. It tore through the nearest alien destroyer in a single heartbeat. No explosion, just silence, then dust, like the ship had never existed. Panic spread instantly. Alien officers screamed orders, shields rose, entire squadrons shifted into defensive formation. Missiles launched, plasma bolts fired, space lit like burning stars. The first shots of war echoed through the galaxy. But the human fleet moved like water, smooth, calm, unstoppable. Enemy attacks hit their shields and vanished like rain on steel. Not even a scratch. For every 100 alien shots, humanity answered with one, and one was enough to erase a cruiser, a carrier, a battleship. Within minutes, half the alien front line was gone, reduced to floating fire. On the flagship bridge, the alien commander watched the slaughter with shaking hands. His voice cracked as he whispered, "This is not a fleet. This is annihilation." Human ships advanced, their formation tightening like a noose. Fighter swarms burst from hangars, black, silent, wings glowing blue. They darted between enemy hulls like shadows with teeth. Every corner of space filled with flames and debris. Still, not a single human broadcast was heard. No threats, no replies, just war. The message was clear. Humanity had not returned for rescue. Humanity had returned for revenge. And the galaxy had just witnessed the first strike. The alien flagship trembled under the shockwaves of battle. Hull plates buckled, emergency sirens howled, and corridors shook like thunder rolling through metal bones. Crew members ran in panic, searching for a way to escape a war they never expected. Every screen showed the same nightmare. Human ships closing in like silent predators. Then the lights died. A black shadow passed over the flagship. Something attached itself to the hull, slow, deliberate, unbreakable. Docking clamps pierced the armor from the outside, sealing like fangs around a throat. The humans were coming inside. Airlocks hissed open, releasing shapes that moved like giants. They wore black armor thicker than starship hull plating, faces hidden behind glowing visors. Each soldier carried heavy weapons that hummed with power beyond alien science. Their steps echoed through the corridors, slow, steady, cold. Every guard who tried to stop them vanished beneath blasts of compressed plasma. Walls turned to molten metal. Doorways shattered like glass. The humans advanced without speaking, without fear, without mercy, like executioners sent from forgotten history. In the command chamber, the alien general gripped his blade with shaking hands. His officers urged him to flee, but it was too late. Shadows flickered at the edges of the room. A metal door melted like wax, and armored humans stepped through, weapons raised. The general finally faced them, the monsters from ancient stories, the species believed extinct. He tried to speak, voice trembling. "Why have you returned?" A human stepped forward. His armor scars glowed like burning runes. Behind the visor, only silence answered, a silence filled more with meaning than any words. Humanity had come back not as victims, but as conquerors, and one fleet was only the beginning. The galaxy shook like a living creature in pain. Outside the alien flagship, thousands of new war signatures ripped through hyperspace. Reinforcements finally arrived. Massive dreadnoughts, cruiser lines, fighter swarms like silver rain. The sky was filled with metal, engines roaring like thunder across the void. It was the largest emergency fleet the Empire had ever assembled. And yet, it did not feel like hope. It felt like delay, like standing before a storm already decided. Inside the bridge, the human commander raised a hand. His soldiers stopped. He opened a channel, the first transmission since their arrival. His voice was calm, deep, terrifying because it carried no hate, no rage, only certainty. "You called for backup." Humanity answered. The transmission ended. Then everything happened at once. The alien reinforcements opened fire, lighting space like the birth of a star. Beam cannons, torpedoes, nuclear charges, every weapon they owned burned at full power. Space turned white with energy and death. For a moment, it seemed like they could win. Then the human fleet changed. Hull plates shifted like muscles. Engines roared brighter than suns. A new energy field, unseen in any archive, spread across the armada. Human ships vanished, then reappeared behind the alien formation like ghosts stepping through time. And the slaughter began. Entire dreadnoughts split in half with one strike. Carriers exploded into burning rings. Fighter wings disappeared under black storms of railfire. Human technology was not advanced, it was unimaginable. The alien fleet fought with courage. But courage means nothing against inevitable extinction. The human admiral watched without emotion. He gave one final command, a whisper, almost gentle. "End it." And the galaxy understood something dreadful. Backup had arrived, but it did not belong to aliens. It belonged to humanity. The war ended not with noise, but with silence. Where once an armada filled the stars, Now only ashes drifted like gray snow across the void. Burning fragments of battleships spun slowly, cold and lifeless. What was moments ago the strongest united alien fleet was now a graveyard. Human warships held position in absolute stillness, black silhouettes against the dying light of war. No victory chants, no celebration, only the quiet confidence of a species that had already accepted the outcome before the battle began. On the shattered flagship bridge, the alien general, wounded, armor cracked, stood before the human commander. Smoke filled the air. Sparks fell like dying stars. He could barely lift his head, but he forced himself to speak. "Why?" he whispered. "Why return here? Why this war?" The human commander slowly removed his helmet. His eyes were cold, ancient, and filled with memories no alien mind could understand. "We did not return to conquer your worlds," he said. "We returned because once you tried to erase us." The general's breath broke. He finally understood. The distress signal was not a cry for help. It was history itself waking up. A forgotten beacon triggered by the same species once marked for extinction. Humanity had not died. Humanity had evolved, hardened, forged into something that feared nothing, not even the galaxy that once hunted them. The human fleet turned away, engines igniting like blue suns. No further attack, no invasion. They left the ruins behind as a message, a warning written in fire across the stars. Never call for backup against humanity, because humanity is the backup. Humanity is the storm. Humanity does not forget. As the last ship vanished into the black, the galaxy was left with only silence, and fear that one day, the humans would return again.